All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Professional Time Wasters podcast. I'm joined once again, as always, by Coolshirt.
Hello.
And Coolshirt, why did you have to show me those images? That's the only thing on my mind now.
Well, I am cursed with knowledge, so I had to share with you. That's just how it had to be.
Is that knowledge? Really? I mean, everyone's seen it by the thumbnail.
I mean, watching a Nintendo Direct is knowledge that I didn't really need to have.
Back in my day, there wasn't a Nintendo Direct. They just went to E3 like everyone else. Remember E3? How great that was? At least
we never went.
Yeah. I wanted to at one point, but by the time I actually started, where I had money, kind of, I think at that point Nintendo had already pulled out from E3.
Yeah.
And that's, funny enough, what started the downtrend of what it inevitably killed it. So
yeah, E3 was kind of a product of its time.
Yeah, it's looked back on fondly now, but I wouldn't say that, it was perfect. But I mean, it was a more social gathering. I mean, big conventions and things like that still happen. It's kind of just more about the greed and, the fact that I guess maybe it's cheaper.
It's less about the like being pro-consumer. It's more about raking in as much dollars as they can for running a bunch of those shows hosted by the different game companies, because you have to get your games in like 17 different locations.
Yeah.
Because they all hate the fact that Steam just does nothing and wins.
Yeah. Instead of innovating. But no, let's get
to be fair, Steam does actually innovate.
No, Steam innovates. I'm saying no one else does.
Yeah, no one else does. I feel like every time I look at Nintendo these days, I feel like they're going they walk one step forward and 3 steps back.
No, Nintendo's walking forward, but you need to realize this, Coolshirt. The Nintendo is 10 years behind everyone else.
No. When I say they walk 3 steps back, I mean they're going back to reach after the fucking the fucking voice chat, which has been around for ages.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have higher graphic fidelity games, but check out this. Look at this feature from 20 years ago or longer.
Well, yeah.
It's been around for ages.
I mean, voice chat really became popular. At least I started using it a little over a decade ago. Time is
But the implementation that they're going for is basically just exactly what the Kinect was like.
Yeah, which was over 10 years ago at this point. So
we might even be pushing 20 on the maybe not for the Kinect, but I don't really remember what year that came out. It's been a while.
I think you're right.
Might have been 2016.
I think it was earlier than that, because there was a Kinect for the 360, remember?
Yeah, I know. That's the one I'm thinking of. I'm not even thinking of the Xbox One version.
The Xbox One came out in 2015, or 2014, 2015.
No, Xbox One came out in 2013.
What? Oh, God. Yeah. I feel old.
Yeah, you are old.
Oh, boy. I really don't remember. I wasn't playing video games as much.
The Xbox 360 came out in 2006.
Yeah, I know that. That I remember, because I got a Xbox.
But I know the Kinect did not launch with the Xbox 360. That was Xbox 360 Slim or whatever.
Yeah,
that version, that black one with the really the non-pushable button.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking it came out around 2010 to
9 or
2012
yeah,
era.
Roughly around that time. Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because Blockbuster was still slightly around. It was dying, but it was still
a thing. We still had Radio Shack too.
Yeah, Radio Shack. Circuit City was long dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that place was interesting. I only ever went to one Circuit City. No, so let's get a little more on topic as we get around here. God, those fucking hell, man. Star Fox.
Anyways, you guys like Star Fox? Yeah, I was going to say Star Fox.
Who likes Star Fox? And let me just get this right out there so that people can flame me in the comments or just click off right now. I have never been a Star Fox fan. I have tried all 4 of the main games. I've not tried the Weird Adventure one. I have played the original SNES. I've played N64. I played the DS, whatever that was. And I've played the 3DS remake. I skipped the Wii U one. And whatever weird furry simulator this one is, I'm not gonna be
Anyways,
buying.
even more of a fraud. I've never played any of them.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I've played as them in Smash Bros, like obviously the characters and whatnot. But was it like Fox and Falco, right? Just those two.
I mean,
I don't think there's anything else.
No, there's Wolf as well.
Oh yeah, and Wolf, yeah, the villain. Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah.
So I mean, you're not gonna get flamed that much. I mean, 90% of Nintendo fans only know them from Smash Brothers. It's kind of like Marth and Roy, how that brought Fire Emblem over from Japan.
You're not wrong.
You know, so
yeah,
I don't know it. You want to know what this reminds me of, really? And I'm sorry for viewers who are gonna just roll their eyes when I say this. I don't think I have seen an uglier redesign of characters since Halo 3 to Halo 4, or Halo Reach to Halo 4 being more specific. But like, I don't know why Falco in specific he looks
awful.
He looks like a dinosaur.
He looks like if Falco had like a hunchback, a beer belly, was like a millennial dad with like 8 children and doesn't know who all the baby mothers are. And on top of that is just like drunk all the time.
Yeah. Fox looks like a soy jack or like a chud from the side.
He looks like a Reddit mod.
Yeah. Freaking Slippy, the frog,
Slippy,
is probably the best looking one. And that's
saying a lot considering it doesn't look that great.
Let me put it like this. That's like going and saying, man, I would rather step in dog poop as opposed to cat poop.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I don't even remember what the big chungus looking rabbit's name is, and I'm not even gonna try. I could look it up, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's not really.
Not only do I not care, but I don't think he deserves it. Not for what they've done, and I don't know what it is with Nintendo and their destruction of any IP that isn't Mario or Zelda. That seems to be the only thing they care about. And before somebody gets on the train and says, Pokemon hasn't been good since the Nintendo DS. Not the 3DS, the DS. And
maybe the DS5.
I mean, it's still the DS era.
Yeah.
So, and what you should fear if you're a Star Fox fan is I have this very sinking feeling that this game, based on what we've seen so far, might be like a really shitty semi-open world kind of thing, like kind of what they did with Metroid, you know, with a couple missions in between, or maybe
why do they keep trying this with all these games with like the semi-open world bullshit like they did with Mario Kart and Metroid?
Because Breath of the Wild made a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, but like,
no, you don't understand.
No, I know it made a fuck ton of money, but like, I mean, even I bought it, but like, I did not like Breath of the Wild. I thought it was boring as hell.
I don't like Breath of the Wild either.
And I love open world games too. And that's the weird thing. Is like, I'm a huge open world game fan.
I'm one of the biggest Zelda fans on the planet. I don't outwardly express it, but I really am. I have a replica of Majora's Mask hanging over my computer right now. But what I will tell you is Breath of the Wild, one is just a shittier, more updated version of Zelda on the NES in terms of what it sets out to do, mixed in with some of the laziest Far Cry objectives you've ever seen, and you take out the really cool dungeons and interesting items and item like gathering or item collecting that you would get, where you would
I had more fun playing Wuthering Waves, which is basically like kind of a ripoff of that game in a lot of ways in terms of its like mechanics and stuff.
Are you ready for the real thing that's about to destroy my credibility? I had more fun picking mint.
Genshin.
Becoming a mint picker than I did playing Breath of the Wild. Don't even get me started on Tears of the Kingdom. That's a whole nother rant in its own. But
go play Minecraft instead.
Yeah, go play Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Go play Kerbal Space Program.
It's about the same. No, but either way, that game did irreparable damage to Nintendo because that's when they really transitioned in terms of leadership, because Iwata had passed away in 2015, so he never saw the launch of the Switch. He never saw the launch of Breath of the Wild. And so it's not just Breath of the Wild either. The entire AAA gaming sphere has kind of gone on to a open world for the sake of open world kind of like, I guess, trend in a sense. Some more than others, some in the battle royale or extraction shooter, either way. And Nintendo is just doing the same thing. They're copying and just pasting that. If you look at Super Mario or Mario Kart Worlds, it's the exact same map to the T as Breath of the Wild. Same areas, same locations. Of course, they're not 100% identical, but the snow places in the snow area is in the snow quadrant, the fire quadrants in the fire quadrant, the jungle area, the desert. It's all there, you know. And of course, your castle's in the middle.
Yeah, obviously.
And Metroid, when it came out, I promise this is going to loop back into this absolutely butt fucking ugly Star Fox stuff. So hang with me here. The thing with that is like with Metroid is a linear kind of exploration game. The 2D stuff has always been far superior to the 3D. The 3D is great. I've played the Prime games, but this game, they shoehorned in so much modern, like millennial style choices and writing, and that killed the game. And that's kind of what Nintendo is doing. They're not really targeting the fans. They're not targeting new fans, parents, or the younger generation, because go and look at what the younger generation, like Gen X, Gen Z, and all them, like go.
Whoa! Gen X.
Yeah, you know,
that's like the one right below Boomer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? It's Gen Z.
Boomer,
and
Gen X, was it millennial then?
I don't know. Okay. Either way, I hate them, so that's why I miss. I mean,
I hate Gen X people too. Don't get me wrong.
No, I don't. I don't mean the people. I mean the like whole classifying of age
like
groups. Yeah, into that shit.
Specific category. We're Gen Z, but
it's a marketing trend. Well, no, I sit right in the gap in between millennial and Gen Z. Like I am literally. Yeah, no, I'm literally like right on the border. Like I could flip-flop either way based on how much caffeine I've had today. But either way, they're not targeting new fans. They're targeting fans of Nintendo 10 years and like older, like 10 years ago and even further into the past, because those are the people that have
shill out money and buy the game.
Yeah, they can't afford a house. They can barely afford a car. They can barely afford to feed themselves. But you know what they sure as fuck are going to make money for? The new Nintendo crap.
Oh, obviously.
And
just like you.
No, I still don't own a Switch 2.
Yeah, but Tamagotchi Life broke you, though.
Okay, yeah, but that's a Switch 1 game.
Doesn't matter. Still Nintendo.
It is. 100% agree.
You're still supporting their business practices.
I mean, is buying one game on a console that they don't want you to be on. Like, I get where you're coming from, you know?
Yeah, I'm just pointing out the obvious.
No, I get you 100%. But here's the thing. I'm 100% down to support Nintendo if they make good stuff. If they make the same level of quality that they were making a decade and a half ago, you know?
The thing is that I haven't seen a good quality game come from them in over a decade. So I'm just going to play the old games that I enjoy. Like, go play Smash Bros. Brawl or like Melee, the old Mario games.
I like the one on the Wii U.
I don't have a Wii U, nor do I have any intention to purchase one. So
I have a Wii U. I bought a Wii U to play 3 games. That's it.
And what was that?
The Twilight Princess remake, the Wind Waker remake, and every once in a while, the Hyrule Warriors, the original Hyrule Warriors that came out for the Wii U.
Okay.
Because they ruined it when they ported it to the Switch.
Yeah, I didn't really like a lot of the like Hyrule Warriors style games on the Switch at all.
They're just Dynasty Warrior clones, so that's really all they are.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be real. I'm trying to think of like a game I played on the Switch that I had like a great time playing.
There's probably only one, and that's going to be Smash Brothers, and it's not because it was the greatest thing ever. It's because of the
Smash
people.
Bros. It's because of my friends and stuff. But I had a lot more fun back when I was younger playing Brawl because I played that one more than Melee. But I love Melee. I think Melee is fun, but it's also sweaty as hell depending on who you're playing against. But
that's every game nowadays.
Well, I mean, I don't ever do online multiplayer. I always do just couch co-op with Melee or either Smash Ultimate or even Brawl.
Oh, dude, even
if Brawl was like
online,
the biggest shit show of like the most retarded shit going on. Because like I remember when I was a kid, I used to play with items all the time, and like it was the most diabolical levels like known to mankind of just crazy stuff happening, or someone in the lobby pausing to take a photo or some stupid crap.
Yeah.
I miss Brawl. Brawl was a lot of fun for the Wii. The Wii was a different era. Same with the GameCube. I think the GameCube was one of my favorite consoles, up there with the 360, the Wii, the DS, and I don't consider the Xbox One one of my favorite consoles just because, just like the Switch, the vast majority of games that came out for the Xbox One were kind of disappointing.
I mean, when the best games on your console are re-releases from a previous generation, and in Microsoft's case, you fuck the best fucking thing for your console up so hard that it doesn't get fixed till like 2020.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be praising them for that.
No, and like the business model and everything, like there are some great games for the Xbox One that I absolutely enjoy. But I just remember the business like idea that the Xbox was like advertising was it was more of a media console than it was actually a gaming console.
Yeah,
and that was their marketing push, and that was honestly their downfall was that right there. If they had kept their kind of Xbox 360 marketing with the Xbox One, I think that they probably could have succeeded.
Well, I mean.
They kind of shot themselves in the foot there, but the 360 was just a completely different era.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of how to put it. It's kind of like with Nintendo roping us back a little bit. When they catered to their audience and they made games not only that they enjoyed, when they approached gaming as more of an art form than a way to generate money, that's when Nintendo was at its peak. That's when Microsoft was at its peak as well.
Yeah.
And if you look at both of these companies and rope PlayStation in, rope every single whoever you want to rope in, but the change of leadership is what really killed it. And to be honest, there's the only way forward by what it seems right now is looking like just more half-assed slop. And unlike Microsoft, who seems to keep letting the same developers make game after game after game, even if they flop, Nintendo's not like that. Like Metroid Prime 4 failing as bad as it did probably means that the Metroid franchise is done for at least a decade. Like I don't think we're going to see another Metroid game in a very long time. And it's a real shame because the two previous Metroid games, the one for the Switch and the one for the 3DS, were great. Star Fox, on the other hand, which were the episode that is named after, blah, 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 I can't speak. They just, I don't know if it's, they don't have any ideas. They don't want to push this, like they don't know where to take the story or what it is.
So they looked at the market and they were like, man, everybody keeps complaining about Unreal Engine 5 garbage. What if we do that?
Well, yeah, there's that. And there's AI upscaling and just AI art in general. We'll touch on that. But what I mean more along the lines is like, it's just another remake.
Yeah.
Like, how many more times are you going to be able to, like, to sell, I almost said Mario 64, but that's kind of in the same boat.
I mean, that too. I was going to say, like, that's also relevant.
How many times are you going to be able to sell Star Fox 64? How many more times are you going to be able to package Star Fox 64 and genuinely be able to sell it to people? Like, and I'm going to be honest, to some people, you're already banking on nostalgia, all right? Yeah. And the weird thing with nostalgia is it doesn't work the same for everyone. And making Falco look like a dinosaur, making Fox look like a Reddit mod is just going to make somebody be like, I've got the 3DS version, I'm going to go play it on that. Or God forbid, somebody go and, play it some other way on some other system. How they would do that, I have no idea, but someone might do it. Or,
Yeah.
you also have
be careful there. You don't want Nintendo to breach ban, clear your house.
I challenge them. I genuinely do, because I am both Nintendo's biggest fan and biggest hater all roped in one.
Yeah.
I really am.
I wish I liked some more of their like the older Nintendo games more than I do, but like honestly, the only franchise that I have like any like deep love for at this point in my life, like for like the older games of it and everything that I want to go back and play a bunch of, is just Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Like I really love playing the old games, like was it Sacred Stones and like Path of Radiance and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've told you this, but like I feel like there's another franchise that I think you would love even more than Fire Emblem.
Which one's that?
The Tactics Ogre franchise. It's one.
Yeah, that one does look interesting to me. I saw the remake of that one and whatnot.
So yeah, that we'll talk about that off stream, because that has like
I know a good bit about it. I've watched a few videos on it. I might eventually get into that style stuff.
Yeah, but
yeah,
and I'm so tired of. I mean, we just made an episode last week. Go watch it if you haven't. And in that, I said that video games aren't art, and I stand by it. When stuff like this comes out, when you have to look at the thing and you have to ask yourself, there's no way that, oh my God, you have it pulled up. Oh my God. I didn't realize he had it pulled up. I have him on the second monitor over here, and it genuinely horrified me. Now that
this is an official post from Nintendo, by the way.
Of course it is.
This is not like a fan post or anything.
This is Reddit mod Nintendo watching over me. And let me be candid as well. I haven't seen the new Mario movie. I haven't even seen the first one. But what I can say is, at least for the first one, the designs were cool. The voice acting choices, The second one, I have a lot more issues with. But the Cloud cameo, from what they were showing off, like the still picture, looked great. And I thought he looked really, really good. Hell, I thought that the Fox design from the Wii U version
if you check out the stream right now, I've got it pulled up for
really
the
cool.
Galaxy movie.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, no, it's a stark difference, because like I went to go see the Mario Galaxy movie, and I thought it was all right. I didn't see the first Mario movie or anything like that. I mean, there was a bunch of characters. It was all right. Like, it wasn't really like a crazy movie that I'd go watch again, but it was a solid video game film. And Star Fox had more screen time than Rosalina, so yeah.
The only people that wanted to see Rosalina or went to go see it, for Rosalina are not the kinds of people that should be allowed in the theater, because there are children there watching that movie. Changed my mind.
I mean, I agree, considering the amount of fucked up shit I saw after the movie because of that, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah. So
we don't have to talk about everyone having to change the Rule 34 tags at all.
We're not going to talk about that, but what I will say is, to the people that are still listening and watching, that are probably like, oh my God, get to the point. What's the point of this? Nintendo's consoles.
He's good.
There you go. Nintendo's consoles have never been the most powerful. And if Nintendo really wanted to make their games look hyper realistic and hyper photogenic, they would allow their games to be on PC. But here's the problem. The moment you put them on PC, no one buys your consoles anymore. And Nintendo knows that. And why they haven't done it is beyond me. Could you imagine living in a world where Nintendo has an exclusive partnership with Steam? It'd be amazing, right? We don't live in that world where they put all their old games onto Steam. It'd be great. And
no, you have to buy like a $500 console and pay like a $50 subscription to get the chance to rent games for like the GameCube and all these other retro consoles.
No, I'm not Don't call it renting. That's an insult to renting. Call it what
Yeah.
it is. You emulate them. They run an emulator on your device.
Yeah, but you're not even allowed to like keep your save files though.
No.
So I don't even want to call it emulation because like you actually have it like with you if you emulate manually, you're able to actually like manipulate your save file.
No, they run an emulator. They don't.
Yeah, it's all an emulator. You're just paying money for a shitty emulator.
Yeah, they like cloud. They stream an emulator to your device. There you go. But
it's really fucking stupid.
And the thing is back in the day, Nintendo got away with having underpowered consoles by making games that look amazing. Go and look at Skyward Sword on the Wii. Beautiful game. Go and look at Twilight Princess on the GameCube, on the Wii as well. Or hell, if you really want to see peak Nintendo, go and look at the remaster of Twilight Princess on the Wii U. Splatoon doesn't look amazing, but Splatoon has a really popping and really nice looking art style.
Yeah.
And that's what made it pop. Nintendo made the best with the tools that they had, but they were never pushing for the best graphics. They always prioritized gameplay and artistic direction over making the game look super realistic. And that's not including, they have a lot of other great stuff, like No More Heroes has a very unique art style. Bayonetta, when it was on the Wii U, looked great. Hell, the old Metroid games on the GameCube, Chibi Robo on the GameCube, Paper Mario. I can go on. And all of the things that that these games have in common that this new Star Fox doesn't is it's not trying to be like hyper realistic. It has a very grounded, very vibrant art style. The only time that they ever went dark and saturated and it worked was Twilight Princess. But once again, they weren't trying to hyper realize everything. They weren't trying to be ultra gritty, ultra realistic. You know those things that we used to hate 10 plus years ago when everyone wanted to make their games look as gritty and as quote unquote realistic as Call of Duty? Remember when we hated that shit?
I do kind of miss the piss filter. I'm not going to lie.
There you go.
I mean, like, you remember the old, like, Gears and Call of Duty games that basically, like, felt like they had a fucking piss filter on the game or whatever for the visuals?
Yeah, there's some that, for all the Warhammer fans listening, there's a certain game style where it looks like somebody got tired and they didn't really want to edge in all the details. So they went, grabbed their null oil, and just dumped it in the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sometimes it works.
I kind of miss those types of games and whatnot that had they had like dynamic lighting. Everything looks so flat these days, or just has like either not enough saturation or just no saturation at all. You have to like manually like go into your settings and like adjust the shadows to create any sort of distinct visual styling, which I kind of hate having to do that. I'd rather a game have an actual artistic direction to where whenever I load up the game, it's like, okay, this is what the artist intended to, showcase to the audience.
Yeah. And another thing with Star Fox and why to me, everyone was like, oh, Metroid is the black sheep of Nintendo. No, Star Fox has always been the black sheep of Nintendo because here's the thing.
What about Ice Climbers?
It was rigged from the start.
What about was it Earthbound or whatever?
Those are just good RPGs.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could go on for days.
Yeah,
about, different
but
IPs,
I mean, like the main ones.
There's so many IPs. I was gonna say, like, there's so many IPs that have been forgotten.
Because here's the thing: back in the day, with some very rare exceptions, all right, and the very rare exceptions are the Super Mario Bros. Games. Every single new Nintendo release, specifically Zelda, was new. All right, maybe Pokemon too. I try to black out Pokemon from my memory nowadays because just thinking about the state of that franchise, well, let me put it like this.
Makes you want to cut.
I think that's an insult to, I can't say what it makes me want to do on YouTube. And mind you, it's to myself, not to anyone else. But just living in a world with those kinds of people is just, ugh. Either way, the Star Fox, like, it was just a rehash of the same thing every time, slightly different visual every time. And granted, it's a rail shooter. I love rail shooters. One of my favorite rail shooters of all time came out within this past like decade, which is Fireteam Raven, which is the best piece of Halo anything that's come out in a while. And Star Fox never really truly evolved. I mean, they had the tank level, but that they've had that since 64, you know? And at what point do you try to quote unquote innovate so much that the game no longer becomes or no longer is what the franchise is supposed to be? A fun on-rail shooter that you have to shoehorn in a base system, you know, or an open world system, you know, like why? Because you want to be Ace Combat? You want to have a big wide open thing instead of just having a little on-rails fun little arcade thing? Oh, is it because you can't justify somebody paying $80, mind you, for a game? If people are going to say it's just a rail shooter that should cost $20, you're going to charge $80 for it anyway. Who gives a shit? In your mind, people are going to buy it, so what the hell's the point? You might as well just make a real on-brand game with a good-looking fucking art style instead of filling it with crap and making people question, did an AI do that? Or God forbid, did a human being do
do we
that?
really have to question if an AI did it or not at this point?
We kind of have to.
Like, it's obvious that AI did do something with it. Like, obviously.
I mean,
there's a commonality with a lot of these, like, realistic, like, hyper-realistic looking art styles shit. And it's not the hyper-realism, like realistic art style in general is a bad thing. It's just, there's a lot of slop that looks very samey, and it just looks awful.
Yeah.
It's like an unrendered fucking, like, Blender file that's just getting published out to the public.
I mean, and Nintendo seems to really refuse to fucking learn. The main criticism that they've been getting with Pokemon ever since they went 3D is all the Pokemon look the same. All the Pokemon look bland. They all look fucking boring. They look flat. And they keep shipping that crap out. Okay, so what do you...
people eat that shit up, man.
Yeah,
people love that garbage art. So
that's Pokemon. Star Fox doesn't have the luxury of being Pokemon.
Yeah, it was always 3D though. That's the thing.
Yeah, fucking like I want to be more angry specifically for Star Fox fans because you all deserve better. All two of you out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you mean like what? Like the divorced dad out there that like fucking like used to play it when he was a kid?
Yeah, like,
or like the random people out there who bought it like the 3DS version or whatever recently. I mean, like I don't even remember when that came out, but it was on. I remember seeing it in stores. It was a
launch title for the 3DS.
Yeah, it was a launch title. Dang.
Yeah, it was to one of the games that was used to advertise the 3D. Which, mind you, everyone was pissed about the 3DS back in the day because it was too overpriced. No one bought it. Guess what Nintendo did?
Lowered the price.
Yeah.
To meet the demand.
In order to sell more copies and to be more consumer friendly, they lowered the price. I could never imagine.
Do you think that they're going to do that with the Switch too? Ever?
No. They probably won't. They already have started lowering the prices of games in specific places. So you could actually go and get Kirby Air Riders and a couple other newer games that are Switch 2 exclusive for $30 at Costco. I don't know if you still can, but that was a week ago. If they still do it, and hey, go for it. You have a Switch 2. I hear Kirby Air Riders is the best thing on that console. I almost said platform. Yeah, kind of.
It is a platform, so you wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like using big words for that. I
mean, PlayStation and Xbox and PC are also platforms.
I know, but nah. I don't know. I wish that Nintendo would turn things around because for a certain point, maybe not for you, maybe not for everyone, but for me, Nintendo was that light when it came to I don't light in the darkness kind of thing, but like when gaming started shifting away from what I liked, Nintendo was still making Nintendo stuff. And then I started playing Destiny and then it all went to shit. But
yeah, there you go.
Nintendo used to be, hey, if you don't like modern gaming, we at Nintendo still make the games you enjoyed as a kid. Nowadays, Nintendo's model seems more like, we used to make the games that you played as a kid, but these new games are just corpses of what you used to play. And with how the world was a lot slower then, metaphorically speaking, attention spans were higher, they were starting to go down, media wasn't being thrown at you left, right, center. So
It was.
It wasn't.
It was just in a different format.
Yeah, well, it wasn't as bad as it is now.
The consumer had a lot more control
at
one point.
Yeah, and mind you, things were cheaper. World wasn't in a much better place, but things were cheaper. And for that being said, like you're now gonna ask somebody to go drop $500
on a piece of shit
on a underpowered console with no game, mind you, then to go out and buy another anywhere from $60 to $80 game that, look, I love Nintendo games, even the good ones, but the majority of people nowadays are not going to even finish this game. They're not. I believe that the actual number is somewhere around only 10 to 20% of people that pick up a game finish it. I don't know if that's skewed or not because there's open-ended games. Whatever.
I feel like it would be lower than that, but I feel like that's a bit of a high statistic.
It depends on the game. Open world games have a lower statistic, Well,
obviously they've got a lot more shit to do in them.
Things like that. But
But yeah.
And here's the thing. On that console, you have to pay for online. They finally picked that up. One generation ago on the 3DS, the Wii U, online was free. You could buy a copy of Splatoon, connect to your Wi-Fi, and you can play online. They had Call of Duty on there. I never played it. I wasn't brave enough. But, it had online.
I played COD on the Wii at one point.
Yeah, there you go. He played it.
It was not great, but yeah. I mean, it was playable. It wasn't as fun as, it wasn't as good as Xbox.
Yeah.
The Xbox controller was just a lot more suited for that game style.
You're paying a premium price for a company and a system that
you're paying a premium price for a product that's not premium.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that. I mean,
it's not.
It functions and it has a warranty and it's better than a lot of scam crap like the Soulja Boy console or some of those crypto mining games that just start mining Bitcoin on your computer.
Uh-huh.
And granted, it's not
so you're trying to say that because it's not one of those $20 consoles that's gonna install a virus on your local network and destroy your life, that you should fork out $500 for a non-premium product.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Then what's your point?
It's not a first-rate product. Nintendo's never been a first-rate product.
They have been. At one point they were.
No, I disagree. Since the 360 era, let's put it right there. Okay, Nintendo has been the console you buy second.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. No, because honestly, I do think that the Wii was very competitive with even the 360 and the PS3.
Yes, but that was also a family console for families that didn't want to buy their kids Call of Duty or Gears of War or Halo.
On Xbox that wasn't those.
Yeah, I know, but there were a lot more party games on the Wii. A scary.
They were also on the Xbox.
No, buddy, no.
Oh no, I know. I have a lot of them.
You have such great party games as Carnival Games and Chicken Shoot.
I don't have those, but I know which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's like shovelware party game, 500 party game in one, crap like that.
Like Deal or No Deal.
Yes, exactly.
Stuff like that, yeah.
But the reason why I say it's a console you buy second more now than ever before is whereas gaming was niche and games had a very niche kind of fit, Halo players liked Halo, COD players liked COD, PlayStation players liked
sucking dick.
That. Nintendo had the games that you played, when you didn't want to play Call of Duty, or when the boys weren't on, you know, or when the boys were like actually here and it's like, hey, we're gonna play some COD, but you also want to trade some Pokemon, you know, things of that nature. And Nintendo now, not only have they priced out newcomers and new fans, because for what, well, not anymore, now it's the price of 2 Nintendo Switches buys you a PlayStation 5, you know, the price of a what's it called, a stick of DDR5 RAM is nearly the price of a Nintendo Switch console. You know, pricing is relative and all that, but the quality isn't there. And look, I agree with you that calling it a premium product is an insult. And because, especially when you compare it to their old lineup, hell, even some of the new stuff, which is below par that other companies are putting out right now, but it functions. You don't own it, mind you. Not anymore. You don't own your console anymore, but it's not gonna, it shouldn't break down on you within 1 week of heavy play. You get what I'm saying? It's not a console that you're gonna buy and then complain like there's literally just shovelware on this console. If you buy a Nintendo console, you're at least gonna get Nintendo
stick drift immediately on the Joy-Cons, and you're going to want to return it immediately almost.
Nintendo is not the only one that has stick drifts on their Joy-Cons.
I've never had stick drift on like any controllers before the Switch.
You may not have. But here's the thing. I own 4 different things of Joy-Cons. I have not had stick drift on any of them.
I have stick drift on all of mine.
But you want to know what I have had stick drift on?
What?
My Xbox Series X Elite controllers.
Really? I've actually never had that with my Series X stuff.
Yeah. To
be fair, my original Elite controller was for the Xbox One, not for the Series X.
Yeah, I say Series X because the past 2 I've bought have been branded Series X. That's the only reason. But the one I had before that was an Xbox One, like the Elite Series 1. That one had horrid stick drift. But I also put like over 1,000 hours into Destiny 2 PvP, so
I think it might just be wear and tear.
Yeah, but the other ones, I've had more failures with other stuff than Nintendo products.
I mean, I completely destroyed one of my Elite controllers after putting like 400 hours of into Elden Ring.
I'm sorry.
It still works. I just use it for my Xbox now because I don't really like, you know.
Yeah.
I have a replacement for my PC. I just use it to navigate the, you know, menus on my console so I can watch TV.
Yeah.
I use the Series X as the Xbox One was intended.
Yeah.
As a media console.
There you go. No, look, and I'm not defending Nintendo and their practices now, but what I will say is go buy a Steam Deck if you can find one. It's a much better investment. But other than that, the products themselves work. They have a warranty. You can get them fixed if they break through Nintendo.
Why are we grasping at straws here? That's the bare fucking minimum.
Hold on. I'm not done. Let me finish.
Is the bar on the floor?
Sometimes, yes.
I feel like it's like 6 feet under at this point.
Sometimes it has to be.
Based on the way you're talking about this shit.
Well, I'm saying how low the bar is.
Yeah.
If you had let me finish the statement, it was going to end with, it's well built. The specs inside are below fucking average and below fucking par. Especially
some of the Switch too?
Yes. Especially for a 500.
I genuinely don't think it's well built at all.
I haven't seen any issues.
I've held one before. It does not feel comfortable in the hands at all.
Once again, that varies between people in terms of hand size. I don't think the Switch, the Switch platform.
I also hated the Switch too.
Yeah, the
Switch
one,
the Switch original one.
The Switch.
I also thought that was dog shit as well.
The Switch isn't ergonomic. If you want to sit here and argue about ergonomics, I don't think the Steam Deck is super ergonomical. I don't like it. I
actually like the Steam Deck's ergonomics.
Yeah,
that's
but what I'm saying
is the only handheld I've enjoyed using.
What I'm saying is it's incredibly subjective based on what you and I, how we're talking here. Because in my opinion, I've held an Xbox ROG Ally. that thing was amazing. I loved the way that thing felt. But then again, I love Xbox controllers, so it's it, you know?
There's probably that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's subjective.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Look, plastic quality is dog shit. I'm not even going to sit here and say fucking that the plastic quality is like grade A fucking plastic. It's going to shatter the first time you fucking drop it. It's not a Game Boy. It's not a 3DS. That fucker ain't bouncing, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. But what I will say is they're well built enough to where getting a dud isn't likely. You get what I'm saying? It's not a PlayStation.
I mean, okay, that's funny though. But but at the same time, though, I was gonna say I still disagree that I don't think these are premium products.
I mean, I agree.
And when I say these are premium products, I'm not just referring to the Switch 2. I refer to the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, PS5 Pro, whatever you want to call them. I don't care which one we're talking about. I don't care which version. I don't think any of these consoles in the current market itself today are what I would ever consider a premium product. They're a product. They're a deeply flawed product, but they're not a premium product.
I disagree
that
with
offers any genuine, like, real, lasting value.
I disagree with you. I do agree that they don't have any lasting value other than the fact that you can actually resell a PS5 now for the same price as a new
that you
PS5.
got scalped for it whenever you bought it in 2020. Yeah, okay, but there you go.
I feel like your tune would shift if there were better games on this era of consoles.
That's the whole reason why I think that they're worthless.
So here's the thing, though. That's not the console's fault. That's the developers and the game studios. And Microsoft and Sony have a hand in that. So does Nintendo in their aspect over there. But it's
basically like saying that like your burger that you ordered with cheese came with just the fucking like the bun and no meat or anything like that. And like, you know, it's like, oh, it's not the burger's fault. It's the chef's fault. That's literally basically what you're telling me.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. If you want to make more of an analogy like
basically that, what you just said.
No, that's not what I said at all. Well, if you wanna bring it into a restaurant situation, that's like going into a restaurant, and this restaurant is renowned for their filet mignons, for example, and you're allergic to shellfish, and you're like, I want a filet mignon. No problem. They bring it out, you eat it, you go into anaphylactic shock because of your shellfish allergy, because for some godforsaken reason, they mix their meat or they cook their meat right on the same place where the shellfish was. Does that make any sense?
I feel like you're confusing me because I used to work in food service and that doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Cross-contamination, promising...
No, I get what cross-contamination is, but I don't see why that's relevant.
Going and buying a product only for the product not to deliver on what you bought it for, you know?
I still think the burger analogy was better.
I mean, but it doesn't really work for consoles because...
like how does cross-contamination... How is that relevant?
Because you weren't going there thinking that someone was going to put your steak onto the same place where they cooked the fish, you know? Somebody else dropped the ball, not the steakhouse itself. Well, I mean, legally the steakhouse, yes, but you get what I'm saying.
Not really. I'm still confused as to like what the analogy is for the consoles here.
I mean, the consoles have always just been like a promise. You are buying a promise. We promise to put good games out on this console, you know? A PC is different because I know you're looking at this from a PC master race lens.
I'm looking at this from like a holistic value, the value of everything.
I know how you really are. Like you're looking at this because a PC.
You forget that I was a console boy before I was a PC boy.
And you forget I was too. But what I'm saying,
I was a PC boy before you were ever on the PC.
But what I'm saying is, you see a PC, a gaming PC, and you see something that is versatile, that can be used for things other than gaming.
It can be used for a lot of different tasks. It's not like a PC market is very different than the console market, and the demographics are different too. Not entirely, but I mean, you can like it's not that hard to use a modern computer. They're pretty fucking straightforward. But at the same time, like it's the console's even more like simple. So it's a lot of people just stick to go for that for gaming and things like that. But you're getting gypped with that entire experience. But I mean, depending on what type of computer you buy, you could also get gypped as well. So it just kind of depends.
I mean, but that's a hardware thing. We're not talking about hardware in this. We're talking about the games that come out for it. And I mean, the best example I can give you is I went with the Wii U over an Xbox One because Microsoft killed Halo. They weren't putting anything else out. I bought an Xbox for Halo.
That whole like analogy there, like, is kind of what I'm talking about, though. Like, it's like you're saying that it's not the console's fault, even though the console's made by the same people who fund the games that go onto the console.
But the console division, I'm not trying to defend these people, but are you telling me that
are we grasping at so much straws that we're really trying to defend the fucking design department of a fucking like Microsoft?
I don't think we're. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you.
Nintendo. I don't think we're on the same page here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to be honest. You're talking about basketball. I'm talking about football right now.
I think you're talking about fucking fucking goats in the wilderness, and I'm talking about hockey.
I mean, yeah, whatever way you want to spin it. I think you and I are just too far apart on this to really understand this. And this is a discussion for like a completely different video. We've gone so far off the rails here.
Yeah, I'm just confused as to what you were trying to say, because honestly, you're confusing me.
I mean, to me, I make perfect sense. But then
again, you're also retarded. So I mean,
I was going to say,
in your mind, everything you say makes perfect sense.
I was going to say, but some people think you know. I actually can't say that on YouTube. I can't say that. Damn it.
Alan, we're so fucked.
I can't say it on YouTube. No, but the main reason I didn't buy a Switch 2, and this is just me, it's not because of the price. The price sucks. That's a factor, but that's not the main reason. It's not because the specs are weaker. It's not a plus, but it's not the main reason. You want to know the main reason I didn't buy a Switch 2? Because there's no games on there that I want to play. And I would be buying a promise. I would be buying a console that I would enjoy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I wouldn't enjoy a Switch 2. I would, because it's a gaming console. I like playing games. The quality isn't the same as the older stuff, but it's still a gaming console. It's still games. But I've been burnt with Pokemon. I'm completely out. I've been burnt with Zelda. I'm completely out. The new Fire Emblem, don't even get me started. So what?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that. Yeah, that's just gay.
Like, why am I gonna go and buy a console, power or not, price or not, if there's nothing on it that I want to play? Yeah,
that's kind of why I was saying that they're not premium products. Is because they don't offer any sort of enticing value to the consumer, like for games. Like, there's no titles on there. Like, you don't have your Halos and Gears of War for Xbox. You don't have your.
But what about?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of PlayStation exclusives, but like, let's say God of War. I don't fucking know. I'm blanking on their.
That's incredibly subjective.
They have that, but I mean, like, it's subjective because a lot of their exclusives are kind of.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's funny how this way we're kind of fucking understanding. It's incredibly subjective per person, because God forbid that somebody buy Xbox for Forza,
I mean, somebody might.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, those are the reasons why people bought consoles back in the day. That's why that's another reason why I said that the Wii, I think, was still a great competitor, even amongst the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, because depending on what people's interests were, they picked one of those three consoles. It was not always they bought the Xbox or the PlayStation and the Wii. Sometimes people just had the Wii. I knew a lot of people that just had Wiis.
See, the circle I was around, the Wii was the second purchase.
For me, it was always the first.
No, for me, it was the second purchase. You pick between, because Xbox Live, PlayStation Online were coming up. So you split it, and once you buy that, that's when you would go and buy your Nintendo stuff to play, separately. But that's also when Nintendo also had the DS line, and it was handheld. You could take it with you, better than the Switch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once again, it's just the two different perspectives, the two different ways of viewing it, and things like that. Like, look, Should you buy a Switch or a Switch 2? In my opinion, hell no.
No.
Too expensive. For what you get, it's too expensive. But if you really want to play Donkey Kong Bonanza and you want to buy a Switch 2 to play it, buy it, play it.
You're telling me you don't want to buy a Switch 2 to go play, was it Pokemon Legends ZA or whatever that fucking game was called?
No. I'm old enough to remember when the Pokemon spin-off games were the best part of Pokemon in terms of the game sphere. And Legends ZA is arguably the worst spin-off ever for Pokemon. It's almost as bad, and it almost stole as much as whatever artist stole Fox's neck.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Star Fox is so cooked. That game is, it could be the greatest game ever.
To reiterate our previous episodes, AAA in general is just cooked, so it's kind of just a trend that we're all noticing. And also, I'm keeping my eye out for that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake or whatever. I'm excited to see how either good or bad that might be. I'm not planning on purchasing it. I think everybody should be cautiously waiting for reviews because of the fact that it's from Ubisoft, and their last 5 games have all been buggy pieces of shit that have failed hard because of the lack of, good direction for their games and stuff like that. I can't think of a single game that they've put out in the last almost 10 years now that's actually been good.
I can't either. What I will say is we still are living in the repercussions of the pre-order era, where companies would put the pre-order out with just trailers and promises. And
yeah, but that used to mean something about with like the midnight releases and stuff.
No. I'm not talking about that era. I'm talking the era of like you would see a trailer for a game that wasn't going to come out for like a year, and then the pre-order, like it's like pre-order now.
Oh, you mean like, was it Elder Scrolls 6, the 2018 E3 announcement?
Older than that. I'm talking like 2013, 2014, where like they show off a Call of Duty trailer, pre-order goes up immediately, everyone buys it, it becomes the best-selling Call of Duty. Game comes out, it's dead within a week because no one liked the gameplay. Everyone's like, oh, we got lied to. Or, funny enough, Ubisoft, pre-order the new Assassin's Creed. It's a buggy mess that doesn't even work on your console.
Yeah.
You know, things of that nature. That's the pre-order I'm talking about. We're still living in that era where people...
2042.
2042, Battlefield 4 to a certain extent. Like, you know, things of that nature.
Battlefield 4, COD Ghosts, a lot of different games.
Yeah. And because of that, I'd argue that the average gamer has gotten smarter, but the average consumer has gotten dumber. And there's a lot more consumers than there are gamers in the gaming sphere nowadays. If you take that as an insult, you know which one you are. But I remember back in the day when games were made for their fan bases and no one else. If you wanted to play a game and you were interested in it, you'd ask a friend, or you'd just go and play it. Or I don't know, maybe this magical thing called renting it before you bought it, you know?
Oh boy, all the game rentals from back in the day. Oh god.
But then again, that also incentivizes like someone to just speed run the game or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But either way, with that, you know, you actually had ways for people to know whether or not your game was good. Nowadays, you don't really have that. You kind of know, and dude, with how back and forth and how just you got corporate shills now on one side and you got like little factions of everything. It's so segmented. You don't know whether something's good or not. The only way you're going to ever know is by trying it yourself, you know? The best example I can give is Crimson Desert. I still don't know if that game's good or not.
I've watched a little bit of gameplay, but I've tried to stay spoiler free. A lot of the reviews I've seen is that it's a lot of fun, but it had a rocky launch with some of the controls, but other than that, the game ran fine.
See, and I've heard that it's one of the worst things ever because it's all gameplay, nothing else. And then it's kind of...
Yeah, but that's like the type of stuff I want to play, though. It's like I want to play games that are just fun gameplay games where I can just log in and go goof off and have fun.
See, that's not the kind of game I want. I I want the complete package. I want.
I mean, I want a story, and I want like objectives that actually are meaningful. And there's got to be characters and like
Well,
music.
supposedly Crimson Desert doesn't have that.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard it's got some decent.
See what I mean? Like,
but I don't know. The thing is that I don't know. I'm not gonna like white knight for fucking Crimson Desert.
No. You're not white knighting, but no, I continue because this is what I'm saying about how like I hear one thing from one certain crowd, and you're hearing
it. Talking to the whores on like the fucking internet. I don't know who you're talking to with those reviews. I have not heard anything that bad about Crimson
Kittens on Twitter. I don't know. It's like
okay, the carrier pigeons are carrying you the wayward news of the retards on Reddit.
Yeah, there you go. God, don't mention. Oh no, don't mention Reddit.
The good old neckbeards. Anyways, we should probably end the episode there.
Yeah, I think that's good. By the way, so when are you the furry takeover's coming? Like also because we didn't talk about it, but they're also letting you use like the Star Fox characters to basically become a mini VTuber for your friends on your Nintendo Switch too, as long as you have a camera. So yeah, the furry takeover is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Be prepared. It's going to be
shotguns ready. Get your pipe bombs ready to go in the mailboxes.
In Minecraft.
Anyways.
On that note, take care of yourselves. Have a good one.